Hey you guys, today on Lisa and Company, we are making more pumpkins and we are making them all from every fabric I could find at Dollar Tree. You name it, tea towels, t-shirts, dog bandanas, we're using them all today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you love budget-friendly DIY design and decor, and ring that notification bell so you never miss one of our uploads. Today we are using a whole bunch of Dollar Tree fabrics to make some really fun pumpkins. I've got tea towels, dog bandanas, floor mops, t-shirts, Dollar Tree rugs, a little bit of Dollar Tree, what are we calling them, doilies? More tea towels, the automotive cloth, and a couple of pumpkins. Now some of them we're gonna stuff, and we're gonna stuff them with Dollar Tree bags. Now you guys know my mom loves blue and white decor, so I found a trio that I can make using all of these great blue and white materials from Dollar Tree. So first up is the ever popular automotive cloth, and I've cut it into a square, and now I'm going to cut it into a circle so that I can wrap one of the pumpkins in it. Now, I have seen other YouTubers use like a pizza pan or a pie plate to cut their circle. I just folded mine in quarters and cut away. Now, I wasn't kidding when I told you this was full on Dollar Tree. We are even using my leftover Dollar Tree bags to stuff this pumpkin. You know, I used to throw these out, and then I realized that they were absolutely perfect for this. They are so thin, they're basically like tissue paper. So all I did was scrunch those into one of the bags and really manipulated it. Now I'm gonna just gather the edge of this, and I'm gonna keep that top because I think it looks so pretty. And then I am able to manipulate that bag to make the perfect shaped pumpkin. I'm going to use my blue and white baker's twine just to tie off the top. You're not going to see it, but just in case, I thought it should go with the theme. I have these really pretty knobs that I picked up at the Restore, and we're going to use that to top this pumpkin. We're going to do a tiny bit of embellishing on this, but first we're going to put all our pumpkins together. Now, do you guys remember that beautiful tiered tray I made for my mom? Well, I found the matching tea towel at Dollar Tree, and I am super excited to give her a matching pumpkin. All I did was carve a hole in the top of this pumpkin, and I am going to wrap the tea towel and fold it in. Now, because of the width of the tea towel, I do have to do a couple of little glue spots just to make sure that those shorter sides stay in place. There's just not enough material to tuck it in. Now for another tea towel, but a slightly different method. I am gluing this one together so that I have basically a tube. Then I'm going to gather up the bottom and just tie it off with some of that baker's twine, turn it inside out, and I am well on my way to having a pumpkin. Now I decided to use some of the rocks from Dollar Tree as a weight in the bottom of this one because I wanted a taller pumpkin and I didn't want it to roll over. Now, using a large craft needle and some more of that baker's twine, I am going to do a quick running stitch all the way around the top here so that I can just cinch it all together and close off the pumpkin. Now I'm going to take a couple of pieces of the baker's twine and I'm going to make the ribs on this pumpkin. I'm going to do it 3 times so that I have 6 ribs all the way around the pumpkin. And you guys, this part is so much fun because you just squeeze it and tie it off till you get the look that you're looking for. The look that you're looking for. I hope that made sense. All right, another pumpkin done, and time to embellish these babies. I have some great finds here that I picked up at Dollar Tree. I did manage to find the blue leaves, and you cannot believe how excited I was. These beautiful picks with the white pumpkin, and you know what? Just some stuff left over from my stash, even these white leaves from last year at Dollar Tree. Now the first pumpkin got that beautiful knob from the Restore. This one I'm actually going to use what came with it and cover it with my big thick 4-ply twine. I'm pretty sure this one came from Walmart or something like that. And I am just going to wrap it over and over itself to create a slightly bigger stem. I love the way that came out. Now, of course, I'm going to use the blue leaves on this one because, oh my goodness, they're perfect. And I'm actually going to take a piece of the wire from that stem of blue leaves to make my little curly cue for the pumpkin. And finally, I'm going to take a piece of the leftover bandana from the video last week, and I'm going to use that to create a bow. Dovetail the ends, and this beauty is done. And you guys, it might be my favorite of all of them. This beautiful white pumpkin made out of the auto cloth is just going to get a couple of little sprigs of green. I'm going to call them berries because I don't know what else to call them. They've been hanging around my stash for a while, as well as a matching green sprig. I think it looks really bright and fresh. And the best part is this white pumpkin would work with any of them, not just the blue and white ones. To make a stem for the blue one, I am going to use a couple of my favorite tumbling tower blocks. And the best part is I'm going to use one of these furniture touch-up pens to color it. Super quick and easy. I didn't have to break out a paintbrush and clean it. I love these, and we're going to use them a couple of times through this video. I put a whole bunch of glue down in that space, and I really pushed that stem down because, right, I'm trying to create that look of that tall, skinny pumpkin. Then I'm going to use the berries and the leaves from that pick and save that pretty pumpkin and pine cone for another DIY. And again, look at these. I mean, even if you're not a fan of blue and white, there is just something about this grouping that makes my heart happy. And I hope my mom enjoys them for this fall. We'll have to get some pictures of this all put together at her place. The pumpkins I've made are from the last couple of years too. You guys, I am super excited to make these. These are for me, and they are totally going up on the shelves around my mantle. I've got a dog bandana, a tea towel, some smaller washcloths, which I don't end up using in this one, and the black and white tea towel. I'm also going to use these smaller pumpkins from Dollar Tree for this one, simply because not a lot of material in that dog bandana, and it is the last one I have. That reminds me, I should check my stash because I had a buffalo plaid one, and I wonder if there's one left. Now, here's what I didn't realize when I started this DIY. These pumpkins are solid. They're not hollow like the larger ones. So it was a little bit more tricky to carve out the top to make this work. But you know what? Nothing in X-Acto knife doesn't fit. Now, here you go, guys. Do not do this. I tried to trim this into more of a circle so I didn't have so much extra fabric, and I totally messed this up. So, you know, like PSA, do not do this. So see how short those sides are now? Yeah. So I got to glue them, and it does leave a tiny bit exposed, but I fix that when I embellish it at the end. Ugh, seriously. So just keep folding and gathering as you go and tucking it into that space, and you're going to have such a pretty pumpkin. And it's amazing how different the patterns look when they're all gathered up on these fabrics. If you guys are enjoying these fall DIYs, make sure you check out my fall playlist linked below in the description box. So much inexpensive Dollar Tree and Trash to Treasure fall inspiration. I hope you enjoy it. So once you've got that all finished, I added a few dabs of hot glue here and there just to make sure it would stay. To make the stem for this one, I took a couple of the Dollar Tree blocks, glued them together, and I'm using a different one of the furniture touch-up pens to color this. I'm going to glue it in, and then I found some stuff, some really old stuff in my stash that we're going to use to embellish the top of this one. I love these leaves because they are a little darker, and I don't know, they're just not so bright. And then they were on the same stem as these really pretty berries. I kid you not when I tell you I've probably had these for upwards of like 7 years. Crazy, right? Make this tea towel pumpkin. I'm using one of the taller pumpkins from Dollar Tree with these gorgeous stems on top. Now, I've never seen these before. Maybe you guys had them in the States before they came to Canada, but oh my goodness, I'm in love with this one. So I've popped that off and we are just going to use that again. Now I'm going to spend a little bit of time here futzing around because I really want to get this pattern in the right place. And again, this pumpkin isn't hollow, so I've got to kind of come up with a different way to do it. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to carve out a little bit more at the top and the bottom on this one and see if I can tuck that tea towel in, but these are tricky to try to carve out. It's so easy on those orange ones, and we've all been doing it for years, right? Now this is one of those ones that's going to be easier to see than explain, but basically you can see I put a tiny bit of hot glue down to hold down each side of the tea towel, and then I'm just going to kind of fold the top and the bottom in till I get everything tucked in sort of just so. I hope that makes sense. I hope you can actually see what I'm doing, and then adding a few drops of hot glue, again, just to really help it stay in place. So I did end up trimming off some of that extra fabric here. It was too much to try to fit in, but you guys, I am loving this one. Super simple, just half of a tea towel and a Dollar Tree pumpkin. Wait till you see, I'm literally not even gonna add anything to this one. I am just gonna pop that gorgeous stem right back on top and call it a day for this one. Now I'm curious, would you have done it this way, or would you have added leaves and berries and, maybe some curlicues, or would you have done what I did and just left this one? Okay, for my last one in this trio, we are using another one of the Dollar Tree tea towels, and we're gonna do this the easy way. We're gonna pop out the top, we're gonna tuck it right in, and my goodness, you guys, these ones are done so quickly. Literally just wrap and tuck in the top of the bottom of the pumpkin and you're going to be finished. Now, I'm hoping you guys are getting some inspiration from this. Maybe you're even looking around your house and going, ooh, I have a tea towel I could use for that. I don't even need to go to Dollar Tree. How cool would that be? To make the stem for this one, I am using an old piece of handle from one of my foam brushes. Again, using those furniture markers. I didn't break out any paint or any brushes for this video, you guys. My studio was, I was gonna say my studio was cleaner than normal, but it's an absolute disaster, so let's not even go there. Using these beautiful white leaves from Dollar Tree. They're a little messed up from sitting around. I know when they come out of those boxes at Dollar Tree, they're really squished, for lack of a better word. So I'm going to actually use a couple of drops of hot glue here and there just to hold those leaves down where I want them and get rid of that sort of chaotic shape that they came with. Then I'm going to use some more of those ancient berries that we used on one of the other pumpkins, and then some of the new Dollar Tree, they look like dried flowers. I was gonna call them greenery. I love this one that I picked up, and we're gonna use a couple of pieces of that just to give this one a nice full top, because I really want all these pumpkins to look different. Some of them are just the stem, some of them I kind of went crazy on, and I mean the blue and white one even got the big bow. So I wanted to give you guys lots and lots of different ideas for how to finish off these pumpkins. Be sure to head down to the comments and let me know what's your taste. How do you like to finish off your pumpkins? Do you like lots of embellishments, or do you like to keep it more simple? I am dying to hear how you guys do yours. And here we go. So you guys know my style, and these are so me. I can't wait to put them out. It's a tiny bit early, so I'm kind of keeping all these fall decor in the studio for now, but soon, very soon, they will be out in the living room. This trio of pumpkins I am doing in these beautiful shades. I've got a green Dollar Tree rug, a green t-shirt, and this lace doily, and we're gonna have some fun with these. I thought this green ceramic pumpkin from Dollar Tree was super pretty, and I didn't know what I was gonna do with it when I bought it, but once I saw the lace doily, done deal. Now I'm just making a little hole in the top so I can slip this over, and then it needed a couple more trims just so I could completely expose that really pretty gold stem, because it's pretty and there's absolutely no reason to mess with it. So putting a couple of drops of glue right on the highest parts of the ribs so that when I pop my doily back over top, it sticks down without creating any kind of extra bumps. And then we're just gonna work our way all the way around the top of the pumpkin, doing the same thing. To finish this off, I am just gathering all of that doily around the bottom, and I figured out I'm gonna need to cut off about an inch all the way around, just so that I don't have too much of that doily bunched up underneath. Then, using some hot glue and of course my handy dandy finger protectors, I'm just going to glue it in small sections and gather it up as I go. This is such a simple DIY to recreate, and there are so many great colored pumpkins at Dollar Tree this year that the sky's kind of the limit for this one. Now, this one is a t-shirt pumpkin, and I don't know if all the Dollar Trees are carrying these t-shirts. It was kind of a last minute ad when I was in shopping for the tea towels, but it's going to be perfect. So I'm cutting off the top of the t-shirt so that I have this tube, and we're going to do it the same way that we did with the blue pumpkin. Turn it inside out, gather up the bottom and tie it off so that you're creating that cinched area underneath. And then for this one, I decided to use rice to weight it down because I've never done that. And we all have rice or beans or something like that in our pantry. So I wanted to make sure we were using easy, everyday items that everyone could get their hands on. I think the best part of some of these pumpkins is none of them require fall items from Dollar Tree. The t-shirts, the rice, the tea towels, the stuffing, so much of this stuff you could get from your stash, from your pantry, or from your Dollar Tree year round. So much fun. Now I'm using some more of that stuffing from an old pillow, and I like to kind of stretch it out before I put it in there because it gets really compacted. Now this pumpkin, I had so much fun with it. What I did was make this one a big, flat, squishy pumpkin, for lack of a better word. And to finish it off, after I tied off the top, all I did was use that thick 4-ply jute twine and wrap and wrap and wrap, and just sort of built up a stem literally out of what was cinched together at the top. And I did nothing else with this one. Now on to, I love these rugs. If you guys have seen the video where I've used these before, I have so many ideas for Dollar Tree rugs. I'm just going to right sides together, glue down the sides, and if I was to do this one again, I think I would unpick that hem just so it wasn't quite so bulky. I'm going to do that on both sides, and then I'm going to flip it the right way around. Once that glue is set up, and you don't want to do this until your glue is dry or your seams will start coming apart, I'm going to fold down the corners on both sides of the bottom of this. It's It's essentially a bag now, and this is going to help create the shape we're looking for to create a pumpkin. We're going to do that on both sides, and again, make sure you wait until your glue is set up before you turn it back around. Now we're going to take advantage of this beautiful fringe that's on the top of this, and I'm going to grab that craft needle again and some twine, and I'm just going to do a quick back and forth in and out stitch so that I can cinch up the top of this pumpkin. I did do it about 1 inch down from the top, and you're going to see why shortly. I'm going to pour a whole bunch of those Dollar Tree rocks in the bottom to weight this down. I'm going to stuff it with my old pillow, and then using that twine, just cinch it up really good. Now where you created those little spots on the bottom, I'm going to glue those up because it looked a lot tidier. And look at that fringe. Look at the way it just spills out all the way around the top of the pumpkin. I'm going to use a couple of these candle cups. You guys have seen me use these before. Glue them together and then just pop them in, and seriously, it's another one of those pumpkins that needed nothing seasonal from Dollar Tree and needs no further embellishment. I just love it. So what do you think? Do you love these ones? 2 of them made with everyday items, 1 of them using the seasonal. And if you notice, I cut one of those tassels off and popped it right on that green lace pumpkin. I love the way these ones came out, and I know exactly where these are going in the house. That is a wrap for me today, you guys. Make sure you check out that fall playlist, and I really hope you got lots of super quick and easy DIY pumpkin inspiration for your home. Here's a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy, and don't forget to join us over on social media at Lisa & Company DIY on Instagram and Lisa & Company on Facebook, where you'll see all kinds of crazy stuff from our everyday lives. Until then, you guys, we'll see you in the next video.